anything that you should, quite honest. Oh, there she All right, and introduce yourselves. So we're going to have a 60-second introduction of what you do. Now remember to say what a good referral will be for you. Also, enter your info into the chat so that people can save that. And if they want to get in touch, they certainly can. We do, of course, what's the word? Recommend, you know, that you try to get together with your fellow people in this networking so you can get to know each other a little bit. That's always good. One-on-ones. And it is 60 seconds, guys. So please try to time yourselves so that you don't go over. Sometimes take 2 and 3 minutes. So just. Okay, our first presentation is it's for 15 minutes. Today's presenter is going to be Christina Rankin Lemmey. Am I saying that correct, Christina?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. For multi-content solutions, I'm sorry. Christina will be debunking the top 3 myths about podcasting, and I am super, super interested in hearing what you have to say. Our next helpful hints person is Susan. Susan, how do I say your last name?
Robertis.
Robertis. Okay, Susan Robertis. I said Robertis because my son is Robert. I call him Robert. I go Robertis. So,
you and everybody else. Yes.
Oh, all right, good. At least I have an excuse. Robertis. Today, Susan will discuss your inspired action plan. Not sure what that is, but we are excited to learn about it. And then moving on, we will have, we're pointing out again, Open Office Wednesdays. Today we did have Andrea joined us this past week, which was nice, but every Wednesday we have a free-form Zoom. It's actually the same Zoom link that you use to get into here. And where people can pop in and out while doing their work. It's a Zoom, so you come into the room and you can say hi, and if you have anything you want to talk about, you know, you've had enough of things or whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a place to vent, sometimes a place to laugh a little bit, but it typically runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We keep that window open, and either I or Megan or both of us are in there sitting. We're just basically doing your work. It's just as if you were in an office, but you know, being entrepreneurs, we just don't have that. So we made this to be able to give you more of an office environment. So it's Open Office Wednesdays. So please join us this Wednesday. Stop forgetting. Okay, here we go. I know it doesn't say that, but we're going to have breakout rooms. And if we don't have enough people, we'll just have it right here. It's 10 minutes in a breakout room. I had a topic of this week. I thought it was kind of like, I'd go with it. Are you a dog lover or a cat lover with 2 L's? Didn't really realize that. You're not at all. Maybe you love snakes or tarantulas, but we'd love to know. And if there isn't anyone, enough people in attendance, we'll just have it right in their regular Zoom. And after that, we will have our free-for-all for 20 minutes. And this is time for brainstorming and other creative discussions. So anything you want to talk about. At that time, we generally turn off the recording. We haven't really discussed anything that would be hurtful or anything to anyone. So I don't know. Maybe we should think about not turning it off because we get a lot of information in that. So we'll discuss that for another time. And there you go. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Do I go on or not? Do I wait? I don't know. What's the next one? I'm going to wait. Should I wait? Yeah? Okay. I don't know.
I think the next one was just saying thank you. There's Maurice.
Yeah. Okay, good. The next one's like, thank you. Maurice.
He's driving.
That's okay. You drive.
Yep. The seatbelt. You tell.
At least he's here. At least he shows up because you got to show up to go up. All right.
Michelle's not feeling well, so she's not going to be able to make it. And Andrea is driving her daughter. So.
All right. Okay. So, anyway, let me escape from here. Escape from New York. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, crap. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to start with our introductions. So I'm going to start going clockwise, and directly under me is Christina. And even though you are our speaker today, give us a little introduction about you.
Okay, I'm Christina Lemmey. I've been living in the Hudson Valley area for 22 years now, and I am a content writer, ghostwriter, and podcast editor. A perfect referral for me is solopreneurs, but specifically service providers, because I know personally as a service provider, you're so busy doing work for your clients that you don't have time generally to focus on your own content marketing, your email marketing, that type of thing. And so that's where my writing skills can help you out.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And the next person down is going to be Maurice. So Maurice, unmute yourself and tell us about you.
Good morning. I am Maurice Louch. I am a registered rep with New York Life. Some of the great things we could do, whether you're a client of New York Life or not, is we actually offer free financial reviews. So we will sit down with you. We will take the time to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Absolutely free of charge. We just like to educate our clients as much as possible. I will put my contact information in the chat box. I'm sorry, I'm actually getting ready to go camping in Connecticut this weekend, so that's why I'm in my car, just getting the last minute thing. Yay!
Thank you, Maurice. Have a lot of fun.
I got a long week ahead of me. Thank you.
All right, next up is Susan. All right, Susan, your 60 seconds. Go.
Okay. So I am your support, your guide, your mentor, your guru when it comes to building out your business and making money. It's all about revenue and net income, your bottom line, and cash flow. I am the unparalleled genius problem solver when it comes to all of your business struggles. Don't sit there and suffer. So I'll put my contact information in the chat. Please reach out for a complimentary expansion call. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. That was lovely. And next is our wonderful Samantha Weck, who was nice enough to actually put all these slides together for us. Go ahead, Sam.
Thank you, Joanne. So my name's Samantha, and I have two businesses. I am a freelance travel agent that handles domestic US travel, and I also sell paparazzi jewelry. For this month of August, I am donating jewelry to the I Have Wang's Breast Cancer Foundation, and I invite everyone to donate with me. Some of you already have. Just $10 tax-free, shipping-free donation bags, and at the end of the month, I'll ship all the jewelry together. Thank you.
Oh, lovely.
Beautiful. And we're going to go to our very own Megan Romero.
I'm clicking weird stuff. Okay. Hi, guys. Oh no, Chrome's about to open. So I'm Megan Romero. As you guys know, I am a bookkeeper and financial consultant with my company, Phoenix Variable. And I mainly love to deal with small to medium-sized businesses. I'd love to also get individuals and families as well to help them out and achieve their financial goals. I help people with their debt issues, giving them a good plan without having to go through some of these, I love my husband's word, these shysters that come along and try and get you into these debt consolidation loans that are exorbitantly high interest rates and crazy fees. You don't need to do it. You can do it on your own, and you don't need that. So come and talk to me about it. But then I also have my life insurance license. I just delivered a policy yesterday. I'm so happy about that. So I love helping people get a customized policy that is perfect for them and their family. And then also I go live on Sundays and on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on Facebook. on my timeline and on my business page where I do my jewelry. So you guys are welcome to come and join me and check that out. And my store will be coming soon. So I think that's it.
Woo. Awesome,
Trying
awesome.
to condense it.
No, yeah, you gotta put it
60
together.
seconds.
That was really good. That's very good. Good.
Yeah, Beth.
Okay, now it's my turn. And I also have a couple of businesses. Mine, of course, is Blue Dove Marketing, where I organize online events in Facebook groups for you to come and basically peddle your wares. You know, what you have, and you can go, you post 7 times a day, you can go live as often as you like. It's a place for you to come where there is a congregation of people who don't know you exist, and where you get a chance to reach out to and say hello and get them to like you. Remember, it's relationship building. People buy from people, they don't buy from companies. So that's what I stress there. And I'm also a paparazzi rep, and you can see my jewelry behind me. I forgot to use my brick wall to cover it. That's a portion of it anyway. That's some earrings. So anyway, yes, paparazzi accessories, $5 jewelry. You don't have to spend $1 million to look like $1 million. Let it nickel free. And I am live. So just head over to my timeline and you'll or my business, just like my business page. That'd be great. That's Sling and Bling by Joanne. I'll put the link in the chat, just like that. And then of course my schedule is there of my lives. So, and that's it. That's what we got for today. All right, people. Next up is going to be Christina. Woo, woo, woo. And again, Christina is going to be talking to us about debunking the top 3 myths about podcasting. So you have the floor, Miss Christina.
All right, thank you very much. I did try to go fancy and created some slides. Okay, basically, I got my start in podcasting back in 2007 when somebody I started following, who then became a mentor, was looking for an unpaid summer intern. And even though I was well out of college and hadn't ever considered any kind of internship or thought I was too old or whatever, you know, I was at a point in time where at the time, my youngest daughter was starting kindergarten. I was looking to go back to work and became familiar with the online work industry. At the time, it was mostly the stay-at-home mom or work-at-home mom opportunities. So that's where I got started with podcasting. And of course, there are a ton more myths than just 3, but for the sake of time, I'm going to focus on just these. And even, you know, just before I get started, and I probably should have included this on a slide. Absolutely every single person, even in this room that you're acquainted with, can start a podcast. It is not out of line, and I'll get into a few more details as we go through. But if you have a voice, if you have a story, if it doesn't have to even be selling something, you know, not all podcasts are business related, even though that's why we're here talking about business. If you have a hobby that you're passionate about, you can start a podcast. All right, so very briefly, what is a podcast? I don't want to assume every single person knows, so I'll just go through it quick. Podcast, it's a valuable form of audio content. Not every single person in your audience is going to spend the time or has the time to sit and read your blog posts and, you know, browse your website. Of course, there will be people in your audience, you know, the bigger audience, you know, you do want to drive traffic still to your website, but there are those who just prefer to listen. You know, for whatever reason, they want to bring your content with them, whether it's to the gym or on a commute to their office. It's easier for them to consume while they're on the move. And the great thing about podcasting is once you go through all the setup, which is really a one-time deal. Then you can kind of set it and forget it, except for your recordings. Whoever subscribes to your link will automatically receive every single episode that you record. There's no reason for them, they don't have to even go back to your website to get every episode. They can, there's dozens of podcast platforms where they can subscribe. And whenever they log into that platform, your episodes will automatically show up. So they can always stay up to date, but on their timeline, which is really nice because it kind of puts them in control of when they want to listen to you. And, podcasting, it's a way to reach, kind of like I said earlier, a new segment of your audience. You have the grand scheme of things audience, but then there are various segments, and this is the segment that prefers to listen. And and I equate it to, it's the same reason you want to promote yourself on multiple social media platforms. All of your Facebook people are not necessarily going to be on Twitter and vice versa, so you want to spread your message across multiple platforms, and podcasting is the exact same thing. You still want to have your written content. If you're into video, you can still do your video, and podcasting is simply another method to reach your audience. So what is the purpose of your podcast? Of course, you want to grow your audience. As I just mentioned, you're finding the segment that wants what you have to teach and prefers to listen versus watch or read. I have a client who uses his podcast specifically for lead generation. And I don't have a specific stat for him, but he's very happy. And he just started his podcast a year ago, and he has noticed a significant bump in discovery calls and people, joining his email list. And of course, developing relationships, the listening to someone, it's kind of similar to watching someone on video. When you have that, it's more intimate than just reading someone's words. So you can see and you can hear through a podcast someone's tone of voice, how they conduct themselves in interviews, and you can it kind of jumpstarts that relationship into that know, like, and trust a bit easier than just reading a plain old blog post. And of course, education. That's, I think, the primary reason that people listen to podcasts is they want to learn something more. And there are tons of entertainment podcasts as well, where people want to be entertained and laughed, but educating your audience is another big reason why many people start podcasts. And these were some stats that I found that really kind of stunned me. There are 850,000 active podcasts available, totaling more than 30 million episodes. And an estimated 70% of the US population is aware of what a podcast is. And this one in particular, 51% of consumers over the age of 12 listen to podcasts. I was surprised by that age. Of course, me personally, I don't know. I don't want to market to children. I don't have a business that markets to children. I think you would still want to market to the parents, being that they're underage, but that's still 51% of consumers. So podcasting is not disappearing. In fact, it keeps growing every year because my source, the article was written in January of 21. But these might be, I'm not sure if these numbers are from like 2020 or whatever, but that's a tremendous amount of episodes and information that you can choose from. And as I show here, this is, again, just a fraction of the niches that have podcasts available. So basically, whatever your niche is, whatever your business is, I will guarantee you that you can find an audience for your podcast. Yeah, and you can even test yourself, by going through, Apple Podcasts or Spotify and just looking through their categories or punch in some keywords, and you'll find, as you saw on the last slide, millions of podcasts and episodes, for nearly every category. So that leads to the big question of, why aren't you podcasting? And one of the big myths that people seem to have is that you need to be famous to gain an audience. And my argument is, well, obviously that's false. And you'll notice when you do your search on Apple or Google Podcasts, that there are plenty of famous people who do have podcasts. There are, I'm always amazed to hear that, some news anchors, on top of having their daily news shows, also do podcasts. I'm like, God almighty, how much news can these people possibly stand to talk about? But, they're slightly different, and again, you approach a podcast differently than they would approach, their daily TV news show. They might be able to go more in depth, or again, they're reaching different audience members who maybe don't watch their news, or has a spouse that doesn't want the news on, or they have little kids and don't want to expose them to the news. So, there are also actors and well-known comedians, and I think there are some Playboy bunnies that have podcasts, as ridiculous as that might sound, there is an audience for everyone. And as I mentioned at the beginning, any one of us is capable of having a podcast. You do not have to be famous to do so. And this was a cool little thing. I was on Apple Podcasts, and this was this was just a montage of some of the ones on the front page. And you will notice there are some well-known names. There are some well-known, the New York Times, obviously these are bigger names, but there's also plenty of ones that I've never heard of, and this is just, a 20-second little thing, and so, like my mentor, I would bet money that probably none of you have heard her, but in my little circle, she is kind of famous. She's mentored lots of people over the last 20 years. So you don't have to be movie star famous to start a podcast. Myth number 2, that you need a studio full of expensive equipment. You certainly can go that way, but budget should not be a reason for you not to start a podcast. So obviously that is false. You can start off super frugal. If you have a smartphone with a voice recorder, you can start a podcast. Basically, the process is you record an episode, you upload it to your audio host, and once you get the setup and all that done with your RSS feed, that's all that you have to do. It's basically record your episode and upload it. That's the simplest, most inexpensive way to do it. Now, of course, you can go on Amazon or some other, podcast specialty site and purchase the best noise canceling microphone and invest in serious audio editing software, or hire someone like me to do your editing and post-production. Some people even go so far as I've seen these panels that cut down on echoing for like home recording studios and stuff. And some people can do that. But again, that is not, all those things are not necessary. You basically need a way to record and an audio host. And if you want to start with your smartphone, that's totally fine, because I'm amazed at the capabilities of smartphones. If you want to get started with just your basic computer, I do recommend that you do not rely on your built-in computer microphone when you're recording. It's fine for Zoom calls and that type of thing, but for the most part, the built-in microphones are going to give you crap, quite basically. There you go, Joanne. See, you're already ahead of the game there. That's awesome. But, you can get a noise canceling headset microphone, even, from Amazon for like $25 or something. The one fee that you really can't get away from, in my opinion, is the fee for your audio host. And as next, just the reason for that is audio files, depending on how long you record, they can be quite large. You do not want to upload those audio files to your website host or store them on your website. That will suck up your bandwidth terribly. And then you run the risk of your website host shutting you down or incurring extra charges. So you want to look for a specific audio host or podcasting hosting platform. I personally love Libsyn. And those packages for a starter package starts at $5 a month. So again, that's on the very super frugal end. And those, and if you run out of storage space on there, it's very affordable to bump up. They will not shut down or steal or freeze your audios because you ran out of space. They will automatically upgrade you, and it's very affordable. That was just a little aside there. Okay, and myth number 3, that you can get listed on the big podcast directories and earn instant fame. False, but really only half of that is false, okay? It is exceptionally easy to get listed in the directories. And by directories, I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, even Amazon Music has podcasts, okay? It is not brain surgery to get listed there. I mean, you have to either have a broken RSS feed, like not setting it up correctly, or you're missing an element that they need. But pretty much you're going to get into the directories. The mistake that I find, and it's wonderful to be in there, it gives your listeners different options of finding you and listening and subscribing. But it's kind of, all of these directories are kind of like Amazon. They are so big. It's still, chances are you're not going to end up on the front page of Apple Podcasts. Hate to say it. I know there are people out there teaching how to get on the front page of all these big directories. And honestly, I don't know if that works or not, but you're not going to have an instant audience, because many times you're going to get lost in the shuffle of all of those millions of episodes people have to choose from. So yes, you're going to want to put in your keywords, and yes, you might have some organic traffic from there, but you still want to promote your podcast the same way you would your website, your blog posts, your paid products and events. It still takes.
Christine, I just want you to know that we're kind of at the end of the 15, so
Okay, I'm just about done.
You can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, thank you. Yeah, so just however you would promote your business regularly is what you need to do to promote your podcast. Promote the subscription links, email your list when new episodes are launched, and also be consistent with your recordings. Even though your audience can listen on their own time and at their own leisure, it will help you to be consistent, to always be getting new content out there. And these are just some of the apps and platforms that you can use either on your phone or on your computer, tablet, whatever, to find podcasts. And this is me. I have packages for doing podcast setup, for monthly editing, post-production maintenance. And I also have like a VIP coaching day available where you can be my sole focus, and I can teach you the ins and outs of how to set up your podcast and how to do the recording, everything that you need to do. And I'm solely focused on you for those 5 or 6 hours. So feel free to contact me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no, thank you, Christina. This was very, very informative. I loved it.
Thank
So
you.
I think that maybe Meg and I should make a meeting with you just to chat a little bit.
Okay, awesome.
A good idea. All right, next up is, drum roll, please, Susan Robertis. Did I say it right? You want to unmute yourself. Unmute.
Myself. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Now I
Go ahead.
have, all right, how do I upload this Word doc into our
Share.
Zoom call?
If you have it open, you can click the share button at the bottom.
Oh,
and
okay.
Select that.
Ah, okay. I'm opening it now. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so, and now we're going to, let me see, share screen. Okay. And we're going to share this. All right. And we're going to share. Okay. Can you see this success-driven results with Susan D. Robertis? I froze.
I was about to say it's frozen for a second. Give it a minute.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There
So
we are.
this is Track Your Revenue. And I have written this up to share with you. So how do you manage your cash flow? Because as a business owner, we're doing so many things, and we really need to have continuous cash flow in order to generate our business, our life, sleep at night, not wake up all stressed out, wondering, am I on track? What's happened this week, this month, this quarter? So the best thing to do is track it and make it be a game and not be overwhelmed with, well, what do I do? How do I do it? So tracking your revenue, let me get in here. Okay. You track it every day, every single day. And I track mine every day. I know I'm on point, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. So how you do this, and everybody's going to get a copy of this. You grab a sheet of paper. I'm basically reading what I wrote here, but this is actually what it's about. At the top, you write the month. You leave a blank line labeled 60-day revenue goal, and you number 1 to 31 down the side. How many days are in the month? It's either 30 or 31, except for February. And you leave a spot at the bottom for the month's total. So you want to begin your next sheet for the next month. You don't want to wait until the next month to start. Start where you are right now. Today is August 6th. Start today. This is all about to start a habit, to create a habit. Do it every day. And it's not it does not determine whether you're a good person, bad person, smart business owner, really, doesn't have a clue business owner. This is an important tool for you to use. It's information that you can course correct. It gives you where you are. This is a template that you're going to create. So how much money do you want to make over the next 60 days? You write that number in your 60-day revenue goal line at the top. And I recommend making this a very doable number to start. Don't stress yourself out. Right now, everyone is under enough stress as it is. Make this doable. Maybe you want to have it a little, maybe, all right, I want 5,000. All right, so maybe make it 6,000. Or if you're at the 10,000 level, you want to stretch a little, make it 12, but don't make it ridiculous. Like, I'm going to have $20,000 this month. If right now your income really is 4,000, don't do that. You won't sleep good. So, and I want you to win the game that you're playing. You're playing to be successful and to be happy. So, and to have your business work for you. You serve your clients, they're happy, you're serving, and you're getting paid. Revenue is good, cash flow is good. So make it very doable to start, as I said, and on your second round of 60 days, if you want to stretch yourself a bit more, do so. If you have a job right now, come up with a 60-day goal, and it is just revenue for your business. You're not tracking the expenses. Now, when I say job, it's also, your business as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur. And then you start tracking your revenue. You fill in the amount of money you made for that day. And if today's the 4th day of the month, you write in today's dollar amount on the line labeled for the 4th day. This includes, you have multiple businesses, Joanne and Megan, you have your financial planning with Ameriprise, and you have your bookkeeping clients, and you have paparazzi. You want to put it all in there, because this is your revenue. This is just, each one is a separate entity. Of course, you have your separate set of books on each of these things. And Joanne, you have yours as well. But this is revenue, your total revenue, cash in. So you want to look at each business individually and what is your number, and then have that be one number. So, and if you make no money that day, write 0. And even if a whole week is zeros, doesn't matter, doesn't mean anything, just fill it in, whatever it is. So only fill in what's been paid to you. Checks in the mail don't count. Money doesn't count until it's in your bank account. And the money from your paycheck, if you do have a paycheck, or if you do have residual income, or yes, you do count that. If you have a goal to quit your job and do your business full time, only track revenue, excuse me, from your business. If your goal is to combine your income and the job and the business, then feel free to track both combined. Depends on what is your intention. Excuse me. If you're tracking in the middle of the month, use this stretch time as a warm-up, and then start your actual 60-day at the beginning of next month, but just get into the routine of it. Excuse me. And total up what you've made the first 30 days and write it at the bottom of the first sheet. And now create a new sheet for the second month. Use the same format. This is really, really simple. It's just a question of doing it and looking at your numbers, and not having your hair stand up on end. Just realize that, this is information. Excuse me. I got to take a drink here. Do this for a full 60-day cycle at least 3 times. So that means 6 months. And why is that? Because it'll take you that long to really form this habit of looking at your numbers every day. What I'm really pointing to is getting you accustomed to looking at your numbers, and not once a week, not I'll look at it at the end of the month. I'll look at my bank statement. Yeah, that'll tell me. No, that doesn't tell you. Also, it tells you historically what is. You have no opportunity to course correct. If you have monthly bills that need to be paid and need to be met, you want to just use this as, well, am I on track? So that this is all information. And so what happens for people who do stick with this, you start to separate the emotion from the numbers, meaning this trains you to look at the numbers as information. And it also becomes a motivational tool for you, like a game. You want to win your game, and you want to start writing something down there other than 0. And you don't want to say that's good enough. You will sell yourself short of your goal, And a lot of times, yeah, people do tell me when I hit 4,000, I just sat on my laurels and I stopped. No, keep going, keep going, keep going, and go for it. Why not? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and this is possible for you. And I'm here for your support and to be of service. So my invitation to you is to schedule a free 20-minute expansion call and demystify your cash flow. And I put in a link to schedule a call with me here. And I will put this in our group. I'll put the link to schedule the call with me and my information in the chat. And I appreciate your time. And this is a basic business 101. So thank you for listening. It's my pleasure.
If you can actually upload this whole page onto the group, it would be really great. I know that some of the people that weren't able to make it due to illness or whatever, they would
Sure.
probably love to get this as well. This is really good information and a really great way, just, you know, financial person to financial person.
Right.
It's a great
It's
way
also,
to stretch
yes,
for people to kind of see where they're at, and then for them to be able to, you know, stretch their goals, because too often I deal with people that they can't tell me what their monthly revenue is.
sure.
This is a
And-
great way to take a moment and see first, and then to start making goals to, you know, get
Yeah.
out there a little further.
Right. This information, I'll put it in the group, and anyone who would like to have a complimentary 20-minute expansion call on this or any other topic related to business or you know, what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with as a you know, as a certified business coach. I am here to be of service to help you grow your business and love your life.
That was awesome. Thank you so
Joanne.
much. You know, I want to go back to Christina a minute. I'm sorry, Christina, I didn't ask if anybody had any questions. So as far as podcasting, does anybody here have any questions? Just want to make sure. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I think your presentation was great, Christina, in demystifying podcasting, because everybody out there and their mother is trying to run to you know, I got to get on there. It was just like the Clubhouse thing. I got to go on there. It's just the next shiny thing. Don't do that. Don't go chasing this stuff. You really you really have to know the core of your business and what works for you to put yourself out there. And
You know,
and you need to stick with one thing at a time and perfect it, and just don't go out there and do it yourself. If you want to get good with podcasting, you know, you need to chat with Christina, and she's going to show you how to do that. Don't go out there and waste your time doing it on your own.
absolutely. And Susan, I think you should start a podcast with what you do, because I think you could help a lot of people. I really do. Absolutely. Okay, now, did anybody have any questions for Susan? I think Megan took care of that. Because, you know,
I definitely-
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
It is. I'm always
This would
afraid to
be-
look at the numbers. I'm always afraid. But
Yeah.
it's a very real point. It really is.
It's
Yes,
really
and thank,
easy. It's really easy peasy. And it's easy when, you know, I realize there's so many people out here, you know, trying to make their business work with this pandemic, and everybody's online with Zoom. And it's very challenging and exhausting, you know, and I'm human too, you know, I'm at the effect of all this as well. So, you know, what I do to generate myself and keep myself going and generate income is what I pass along to, you know, people that I know and network with, and of course my clients. But this is so important to have tools and to develop practices. You must do this now. If you wing it every day, you will, you're going to run out of gas. You really need, you're only going to be as successful as your systems in place. Really, you can't wing it anymore. and
Thanks, Mom.
be successful. Winging it does not work. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again.
I think Christina was gonna say something. Were you?
Go ahead, Christina, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say thank you, Susan, for your presentation, because this is exactly what I need. I am one of these awful people with the mistake that I have no idea how much I bring in on even a weekly basis. I mean, and I'm looking at the end of the month thinking, oh man, that it wasn't really great, or oh, I made more than I expected. I'm like, that's not going to get me to where I'm going. So thank you for that. I'm going to make my sheet.
My pleasure. And you know what? You and I should chat.
Sure.
So I'll put my link in the chat right here, and I think it would be mutually beneficial. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Okie dokie. All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Yep. My pleasure.
I definitely like this. So often we just kind of like float along doing our thing, and we're just so focused on what our business is that we're not paying enough attention to, like, what's my bottom line? How much did I actually, like, I'm sitting here, I was jokingly holding up a check because I was like, I just got a check. It's that we don't
Money in
recognize.
the bank.
I'm just working. And then like you see a check and then you're just like, okay, here, put it into the bank. And you're not tallying that and recognizing, okay, like this is where I am. Because then from a bookkeeping side of things, I too often have clients that they have bills and then they're like, oh, I don't know, I can't remember when I'll have enough money to have, like, usually you kind of have a rhythm with your business. Like, I know personally, I bill on, the last day of business day of every month and on the 15th of every month. It depends on who wants what. And so I know for a fact within 10 days of each of those, I'll be getting money. But then there's other people, they don't have that recognition of when they're going to see money coming through their business. Then you have this bill and you get all stressed out and, oh, when am I going to be able to pay this bill? If you start just even from that point of view, this could be a really great exercise, because over a couple months, you'll start seeing the pattern of your cash flow as well. Like, not just using it as a goal, a way to meet new goals and recognize, like, okay, this is what I'm making. I want to stretch myself and make this much more every month. It also helps you see the pattern of your business when the money's normally coming in, and that can be very, very useful to you too, because then that you could tweak how your people pay you. So I'm done. Sorry. I hijacked.
Very good. No, it's, basically solidifying exactly what Susan is saying. It's important. It is your business. You need to know what's coming in. And what's going out. You need to know that. As much as sometimes it can be really sad, looking at the number, but sometimes that can kind of move you to, okay, what do I need to do to make this better? That kind of thing. So, so that's important. So I really, really love it. Thank you again, Susan. Thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Okay, so next is going to be our breakout rooms, but we're going to just like talk amongst us. I guess, I don't know if Maurice is with us. I know he's driving and I'm kind of jealous. He's going camping and gonna have a good time.
No.
Anyway,
Let me go.
we can
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was actually in the process. I had you guys' doors open, hooking up the camper and everything, and listening to everybody talk.
Wow. That sounds like he's gonna have a great time, that's for sure. All right, so topic of this week, and I just thought, it's kind of interesting how people feel about animals, and see exactly. I mean, there are people who just really don't like animals at all. I mean, and that's fine too. Everybody's got their thing. So, are you a dog lover? Are you a cat lover? Are you not dog or cat at all? Maybe you like snakes or tarantulas. Anyway, we'd love to know. I know my daughter Samantha loves snakes. She's got her pet snake and she's had him for years, a ball python. So yeah, it's all kinds of people. So anybody, kind of, let's start with Maurice, because I know are you driving now, Maurice, or no? You have to unmute yourself. Does he hear me?
I think he's trying. Hold on. I'll ask you to unmute. Hold on. Hey,
I don't think he sees us. He might be having a connectivity issue because he's got the background behind him.
oh, we can't hear you.
Can't hear him. I don't know what happened all of a sudden. That's okay. All right, let's just all jump in. Let's start with, we haven't heard from Samantha today. All right, Sam, I know you got cats, but how do you feel? Dogs, cats, both?
Cats. I mean, dogs aren't bad, but they're a lot of work, and I don't vibe with dogs as easily as I do with cats. Like cats, it's almost like an instant connection, no matter whose cat it is or where I am. But with dogs, it's like, who are you?
Really? Is that right? That's so funny. That is so funny. I know you got 2 cats, right?
I have 3.
3 cats. Oh my
Yep,
God.
Misty, Ham, and Lily, all girls.
That's right. Oh my God. And they all get along?
Yes, they do. I mean, they'll have their little spats, but yeah, they all love each other. They all like go to bed together and
Aw, that is so cute. That's so cute. Christina, you have any pets? You like dogs, cats, snakes?
It's fun. No, never snakes. No. I grew up with cats, and then many years ago when we were first married, my husband wanted a dog in the worst way. I'm like, oh my God, dogs. But now I've loved our Goldens.
Oh,
So
golden.
I've switched from cat lover to dog lover, but I have to admit I'm a dog snob. Like I love all Goldens, but I'm not sure I would love every single dog I ever met.
Really?
But I think Goldens, that's what we're used to. We're on our
Goldens are
form.
awesome. They're awesome. Absolutely. Megan, are you talking? Because we can't hear you.
I said something very quietly.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, oh no, what's happening? Maurice, is happening to you. Susan, how are you about dogs, cats, elephants?
Maurice is saying something.
Oh, Maurice, we didn't hear you.
But I
Oh,
have it down now. I can hear everybody. Something happened in my Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
okie dokie.
All right, Susan.
Well, all right. So dogs or cats or whatever, snakes or elephants. So I'm a cat person. I really love all animals. I'm good with snakes. I'm really good with snakes. I like them. So I'm not afraid of them. But excuse me, I've got this, I must have an allergy. I always have this in the morning. But anyway, I've had cats since I'm 18 years old, and I just have, 1, 2, 3. It's just a continuous, little line of little boobies coming in my house that I love to, and they're all taken in. Either they were wandering outside and got lost, I take them in, or I've gone to little places like Bide-A-Wee or some foster place, and I go in, and when I know it's it's time to bring a new one in the house, I go there and I see I like black cats and I like male cats. Male cats are more affectionate than females are, and
yeah, not my cats.
so it's male cats and female dogs are affectionate. Male dogs can be more aggressive. Female dogs can be aggressive too, but the male dog is more by nature, more aggressive. Male cats I have found to be much more affectionate than female, and they're more even tempered. So, so I always get male cats now, and for the
So how
past,
many cats do you have?
right now I only have one. I had
Okay.
two brothers. They were both black from the same litter, and they lived, one was 15 years old when he died. The other was 9 when he died. They both had congenital heart disease. You know,
Aw.
they get what we get, you know. So that was very, very sad. I had to put each one to sleep when it was due their time, you know. And then I got this little, I know when they, you know, we live much longer than they do. So it's so hard to separate, you know, when they die, you know, and
I still have my cat Gregory.
Yeah.
He was only 5 years old. He ended up with the crystals
yeah.
in his bladder or his kidneys or whatever. And they just they tried and tried, and unless I, you know, $10,000 operation, and there was no guarantees and that kind of thing. So 5 years old, I went to the vet thinking he's going to be okay, and that we had to actually put him down right there. And oh my God, we had cremated, and he's, you know, in my living room. You know, I still have Gregory.
Yeah, I
He was
have
a gray and
one.
white. He was awesome. He was just an awesome cat. He really was. But I know Megan has 2 cats.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
I have, let me take my, I'll show you let me see if you can see this guy. Where is he? Where are you?
Is that him right there? Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there he
All stretched out.
There he is in the shadow. Oh yeah, there he is. You see him? I
You see him?
think. Oh yeah, there he is. Right.
What's his name?
So yes, that's Alfie.
Alfie.
Alfie is a Maine Coon cat. He's all black and he's male, obviously. But I got him, and he is a one-person cat. So I would have liked to have gotten 2, but his nature is, you know, he had a very
All
hard
right,
time.
Maurice, thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he had a hard time bonding with me, and because he was he's not an easy guy, you know. He's cantankerous. He's a Maine Coon cat. He's very assertive, you know. If he doesn't want you to touch him, you know, he'll, you know. And so he was brought back to the foster mommy twice. And so I wasn't going to further stress him out by having another cat come in. And I just focused on, you know, him bonding with me. And now it's good, you know, and he's with me 3.5 years, 4 years, maybe. Yeah. Almost 4 years. So so I can't, you know, so I made that decision. I mean, I would have preferred another cat, but you know,
Still might be able to phase one in now that he's a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
He probably is going to be more like, hey, I'm the alpha here. Like, get that in your head right away.
Yes, I wouldn't bring, you know, I'd be afraid to bring in a kitten with him because he's, you know, he's a big cat. He's extremely muscular. So I don't know. I'll have to see. But, you know,
my little girl, we think that she's part Maine Coon. Because she's about like a normal cat size, but she's got that fur.
Yeah, she's definitely, she looks like my broccoli. Yeah.
And she loves water like Maine Coons do. And she's got the paws with the fur. She is the funniest thing in the world. We always say we are the only people who have a klutzy cat. And it's more just because like she's got the fur between her toes. So she just goes sliding when she's trying to stop.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's kind of funny. But
that's adorable.
we have it the other way around in our house.
Yeah.
Where my male, we have assigned the attack cat. He's Mr. Meanie Pants, and he doesn't want to be picked up. If he doesn't want to be touched, you're going to lose a finger.
Thanks, guys. Come on, come on.
I thought Joanna was having the ghost again.
It's just my dogs.
Yeah,
And,
our female is the cuddle monster. I'll go upstairs and there's my husband leaned all the way back in the recliner and she's all up on his chest with her head like right in, like she buries her head in his beard. It's the cutest thing in the world. But it's, yeah. I had 2 cats before these guys, and it took me a couple years before I could emotionally handle getting these 2. And it was complete opposite. Like you said, it was my male was a super affectionate one, and then my female, who was a black cat, she was like, nope, leave me alone. It was on her terms. Like,
You have 1 minute left.
oh, okay.
We have 1 minute. It's 10 minutes. So I'm going to tell you about mine real quick. Okay.
Yes,
So I have
go
2
ahead.
dogs, as you know, because you've all heard them at one point or another.
Has
They're
everything.
little dogs. I was never a little dog person. I always had big dogs, like shepherd mixes and, Rottie mix, that kind of thing. But these 2 guys, Kevin came to us through someone who was giving away free dogs on Craigslist of all things. Oh my God. Right. So I went there and I got him. I also got his sister Brindy. She ended up taking Brindy back because Brindy bit my daughter. But we should have just kept her because that was a terrible story. And then I didn't want him to be alone. So we got Sandy, who was a Chiweenie. And he's a Min Pin mix. And she's a Chiweenie. And she's such a
Yes.
She is what she is, but they're together because I didn't want him to be alone. He was used to being with a pack of dogs where we know where I got him from. So we have him, then we have Molly. But before that, we had 3 cats that when we left Maine, we ended up leaving with my daughter Megan, who's up in Maine. So she's got my 3 cats. She's got Broccoli, she's got Red Guy, and she has Kitty. So Kitten, as I call her. Her name's Adele, but we call her Kitten. So Kitten's all black. And so she's got those 3. And then we come here and we have Molly. And then Veronica was with us, but she went to go live with her dad in Florida until she gets a place. So we have her cat here now. So it's just been, I love all animals though. I don't care what it is. Snakes, I grew up with snakes. My uncle had a tarantula. I never touched it or picked it up. It was always kind of scary to me, but I'm not a spider girl. But animals, I don't care. If an elephant came down the street, I want to pet it. I just love them. A rhinoceros, I don't care what they are. I love all animals. Deer, they poop all over my yard. It's a real pain in the ass. But I just really love all animals at all. So we're done with our 10 minutes and our co-host left.
Oh,
So with that being said, it looks like we have about 20 minutes left. I figured she was going to go get Zoe. There she is. She is a cute pussycat. She is. I can't pick up my girl. My girl was feral, a feral cat, and was living underneath somebody I was working with. She was living underneath her house. And although she came in and you could pet her, she loves to be pet and that kind of thing, but she's not trusting enough. But she even has the ear cut off because she was in a catch, neuter, release program, and that's how they know. So if they catch the cat that they don't know if they've neutered, it's got a little piece of their ear taken off. So
Yes.
that's how they know to let him go. So, but
okay.
we have her and she's a great little cat. She really is. Yeah, she's a calico. I can't show you because she won't let me pick her up. So she gets too, upset.
Yeah.
But you can pet her. Oh, she loves to be pet, loves it. So, but yeah, so that's my story on animals. So, I'm an animal person. Although I'm not going to replace these dogs. They're a pain in my ass. You know what? When the time comes, no more dogs. Because you got to be there. You got to walk.
Yeah.
Feed them.
There
Leave them
a lot of
down,
work.
leave water, and leave for a week. It's okay. Once they have a litter box, they're good. But oh my God, these guys,
Yeah.
I just can't even handle it anymore. It's
Mm.
crazy. We got them, we had a fenced in yard, so you could open the door and let them go. Not only that, but our kids were with us too at the time. So even if my husband and I, took off for a couple of days, there was always somebody home to feed the dogs and let them out, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But we don't have that anymore. Life has changed quite a bit. So yeah, so it's been really, I gotta walk them in the morning and walk them at night. It's just, oh yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but it is what it is. So that's me. So we're at the time, guys. So we have 20 minutes for a free for all. If you guys are into it, it's up to you. I know we don't have that many people here. I don't know if anybody has anything you want to discuss. Sam looks like she's ready to take a nap. So
Well, what happened was, so I went overzealous with packing yesterday because I got upset after a phone call. And
Ah,
it was a networking person. So her name's Karen. I'm not making fun of her. Her real name's actually Karen. And she's been and she's been trying to recruit me for this e-women's network, and I haven't joined because it's like a $400 entry fee.
so-
But I haven't been closing off, like, because I've been saying to her, I'll join when I have the money, but I've been honest with her saying I don't have it. So she calls me once in a while. She called me yesterday, and we were talking about me moving, when the move date was, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a full-time job down there, I'm super excited. And she goes, oh well, then you don't need this networking anymore, you're giving up your two businesses. And I was like, no. And she's like, oh really? I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna work my businesses. My goal is to just do those businesses, but I gotta sustain myself.
until that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
of course.
yeah, and then she starts going about the dates, like now that I'll actually be in Arizona. She's like, here's a few chapter meetings you can go to for free. And she goes, are you available the 19th? I go, no, I arrive on the 21st. And she goes, oh, well, then this call is a moot point then. And I was like, what?
What? Wow.
Wow.
That's-
If this is your best at recruiting,
Wow.
yeah, bye. You
Wow.
can find other-
Never. I'm never gonna join that group now. I was so mad,
Oh.
and I like needed to get up that energy because even though like her
Yeah.
opinion doesn't really matter to me, just the audacity to say that to someone.
Yeah, okay. I have to interject here, Sam, because, all right, I'm a member of eWomen Network, and here's what, and this pertains to any group of women or any, don't judge the group by one person who really misspoke and was really cold about it,
Alice.
So, yeah, so go check out the group. If you can go and visit, and complimentary, because all groups have that opportunity, go check it out for yourself, and just, this woman, really just tell her, I no longer wish to speak with you, thank you, and do your own checking it out and see how it feels for you. But don't let one person first of all ruin your day, and also block off an opportunity from you, even though I understand. I mean, she was friggin' rude.
Oh yeah, no, I just don't want to join her specific chapter, but I'm still
No,
interested
don't-
in the
right.
women's network.
Right. Don't join her chapter. Is she in Arizona?
Yeah, she's in Arizona, and that's why she reached out to me, because she saw I
Okay.
liked her chapter page.
Oh, okay,
'Cause I was pre-scoping.
Okay. I joined the group in LA, because I have clients all over, and I want to know people all over, not just New York, but the group in LA is, they're pretty cool. But you have to see what, how it is for you and who's there. And if that's her chapter in Arizona, is that the only chapter in Arizona?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it, because like I said, I was interested. I just want to wait until I move there, get all my moving costs like
Yeah.
paid off, and then join.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm still gonna look into it. I hope there's another chapter, because I would like
Yeah.
to network with people in Arizona.
Right, and if she's the chapter leader, yeah, they are assertive in that way, that's, take it with a grain of salt,
Yeah.
just- that's it. They
But she
will,
says this call is moot. Yeah, I guess it is.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
that was really stupid on that gal's part to use the language and the tone, and she just, well, you're not a prospect, it's like,
Have you spoken with her?
I was super honest with her from the beginning, being like, hey, I'm scoping
Oh.
you out, but I can't join right away. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like-
anybody that
Hmm.
would getting into a conversation with you and you're saying, I'm still in New York, I'm getting ready to move.
Yeah,
Anybody with half a brain would be like, well, she's going to have a lot of moving costs. She's still settling down. Give her a little bit of breathing room. Like, she's not ready to get there yet. Like, you open the door and you like leave it for that person in that, because like, especially when you're moving is one of the most stressful, it's like one of the top
Yes, it's one of those.
things
Yeah,
that you
it
can
is.
do in your life.
sure.
Why are you going to add to that stress? That
Mm.
person's going to be disliking you a lot more if you're adding to their stress. It's like an immediate, like, wall up, I'm done with you. That's
Mm.
something that you have to feel out as a business owner in general. What are their circumstances that they're going through right now? Are they receptive? You're not going to be receptive because you're in the process of moving across the country. It's going to be a little like,
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that is stressful in and of itself. And she didn't really listen to you. She didn't really hear you. But this is the first time I've heard that you have an actual day job. You have a job.
you will be.
I
You
will
will.
be. I used to work in hotels and then I went back to school full time, but now that I'm graduating, yeah, I finished my last class last night, so I'm graduated. Actually.
Yay!
Oh, congrats.
And so
Congratulations.
now I'm going back to a day job. Because
Mhm.
like right now my businesses pay for like my utilities and like my student loans. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. So I have
Yeah.
that nice extra. But eventually I'd like for them to go to them full time.
Mhm.
Sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you still have to
Working it.
sustain yourself, you still gotta pay your rent, still gotta do all that kind of stuff, so, that's super important, for sure. So I guess that little, that paper that, Susan is talking about would really work for you.
Oh yes, definitely.
Good
So
idea.
when you upload that, I am immediately downloading.
Well, let me ask you
Okay.
something, would she now put also in her job income in that list as well?
Oh, sure, because it's all your total income. It's all yours. Whether it
Now, would
comes
that be
from one,
before or after taxes, like what the amount that goes into the bank?
yeah, this is the amount that goes in the bank. So this is gross revenue. This is not deducting any expenses and taxes, a separate line item. This is just your revenue. Now, of course, you would need to know what is your monthly nut to crack. Like if your overhead is, let's say, $5,000 a month, I would hope that your revenue monthly is at least that. If not, there's a problem and you need to sell more or get a full-time job, or, you need to course correct that. So this is only tracking your revenue.
Okay.
And in having a proposed target that you want for yourself, this is all business 101, but it's all about, well, how do you, double your income? You could track, tracking everything. I know, Megan, you track for your clients, and you could show them this. This is a very great tool. And then I'm on the other side of that as well, where I show you how to double your income. So, and grow your business. But first you have to know where you are, and that's where this tracking sheet comes in. Because if you don't know your numbers, then, how can you say, well, I want X, because you don't even know where you're standing right now. You have to know where you
It's
are.
a great prelude too that I can think of, that if you do this, the sheet that she's talking about with like the revenue, then after a couple months, sit down with a budget, and then you can see what you can make, what an average revenue is by looking at those couple of sheets for a couple of months and like say, okay, this is the average revenue, and then be able to do a budget sheet and really get a good look at where you're at and where you want to be. And you know that these are your definite bills. You have your rent, you have your utilities, you know, you have your, if you're paying for a website, if you're paying for Zoom, like there's your fixed stuff. And then that's where you can sit down and really like put those fixed things in and then go, okay, how much money do I have left over? Okay, I could put this much towards food. I can put this much towards eating out. And, you know, it gives you a much better picture when you know what that bottom line, like average, how much am I bringing into my house? Then it makes it so much easier to then say, okay, this is how I'm going to allocate every month to these things. And a lot of times, like budget sheets that I've had, you have your like what you're projecting and then actually writing in what you actually do. Sometimes that's an eye opener on its own, because then you're like, oh, I didn't realize that I allocated $100 a month for, you know, eating out or getting a delivery or something like that. And I actually used like $200. It makes you recognize those things. And then, you know, kind of, if you don't have a lot of money and you're like, where can I trim some fat? Those are the spots where you can go, okay, well, there's where I'm making some mistakes. Let me pull back a little bit on those things. Makes a difference.
Trim that fat.
Trim that fat. Yep.
Ah.
There's a lot of fatty budgets out there, unfortunately.
You know, well, it's crazy because I try to go, you go to food shopping. I got 7 items yesterday.
Yeah.
$65.
It's bad right now.
I mean, you know, and I got like some canned chicken because we put it in our salad. I didn't get steak. I didn't get, you know, all my food for the week. I was like, what the heck is going on here? You know, it's terrible. I find food shopping is so stressful. I don't know how people are going to do it. It seems to be getting worse.
I just spent over $300, and it'll probably last us about a week. And that's not even like
300 plus. Absolutely.
name brand stuff. Like
I went to
Aldi,
Aldi.
the store brand as much.
Aldi's that was that expensive?
I went to Aldi's and spent $165, and all right, I got a thing of chicken. I got a big pack of chicken.
Still.
I got some 2 packages of ground chicken, a package of ground turkey, some turkey burgers. So at least I got that at least. But I said to my husband, I said, you know what? Aldi's isn't even like the less expensive way to go. And what he said was that Aldi's is like come up to what supermarkets used to be. And then supermarkets just went, you know, out of sight.
Really ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, and I use Instacart, so they have like
They add to the price, by the way.
They do a little bit, yeah, but it's easier for me. But they have you do like, okay, if that one's not in stock, like here's a replacement. I had this guy texting me and he's like, they don't have your first choice or the replacement. And he's taking pictures of the shelves and they're like less than half of the stock is there. I'm like, holy cow. I was like, that's not there either. And he's like,
it's all happening, guys.
like,
it's all happening.
All the stores are seriously depleted right now. And I'm like, this is not a good feeling.
Again?
Yeah, it's getting bad again. The supply chains are breaking down again.
Oh, no. All right.
I mean, you have farmers having a hard time, and the trucking companies are having a hard time. Well, look at the
my husband's company's not having a hard time because he takes care of all this.
What is your husband's business?
He
Joanne?
works for JB Hunt. He's an account manager and he manages about 86 trucks, 86
Oh.
drivers. And they
Okay.
deliver to all the Hannafords and the Stop and Shops.
Oh,
So
yeah. Oh, I love
his
those two
goal-
stores. Yeah.
Yep, he is dry goods. And they're out all, in fact, they've got so many loads right now, which is weird because it's not even a holiday. Usually holiday times, 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, it's like crazy. But
Yeah.
they have so many loads to get out. They're not even getting all the loads out for the day. They have to roll over to the next day, like maybe 10 or 15 loads.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and these trucks, 86 trucks, and they're making like double rounds. They're like going out, doing an early delivery, coming back, taking another load and taking that out. And they go like all over New York, Long Island, all over, So,
Wow.
and I know for a fact that they have full trucks and they are getting deliveries, whether or not they're stocking them, that's a whole nother story.
That's true. I heard that the stores were stockpiling themselves. They were eking it out, because they weren't sure when they're getting the next delivery. So
I
that,
get so angry when I go into the
Yeah.
stores. I go, you know what? It's over, guys, right? Get this shit on the shelf. Oh, man, I get so
Yeah.
angry. I
and what
do.
about the paper products? Did you notice, is there any shortage on the paper aisle, paper goods? No?
I
Okay.
didn't see, that was like the one thing. It's like, here, we have this, like, that's,
Oh.
Yeah, but you're paying an arm and a leg for it.
yeah.
I can't believe the
But I
prices
think
on
it's because people finally learned from last time, like, okay, they probably still have a huge stockpile from before that they're still using up. Now they're going, oh, I need my canned goods and I need my, bottle goods, the things that
Yeah.
are gonna last a long time. I mean, I am telling people it might not be a bad idea to like stock up on some canned goods where you can. I mean, it's not a bad idea just in case, but like, I think some people are taking it too far where they're just,
Yeah.
it's kind of like with the toilet paper.
Mhm.
Like, don't be a jerk about it. Just take what you need and maybe a little bit more. Like, so if you buy what you normally buy and then add a can or two of things, but you keep doing that over time, then you're not making it so everybody else can't get it by like doubling your order or tripling your order of what you normally get, but you're still slowly stocking up. People would do that. It would make everybody's life easier.
Oh yeah. I ended up getting, during the toilet paper crisis, I ended up getting a bidet because I was like, well, I need to cut down on toilet paper usage. So I got that. It worked. And I bought like,
Bidet. I mean, you just don't go to the store and grab a bidet. What the hell?
you order it online called Tushy. They have a spa
Yeah,
version. You get
they
warm
have
water.
little attachment
Yeah.
Really?
things to make
Yeah, you attach
a
it to your
regular
toilet.
bidet.
Is
Yeah.
that cold water?
You can get it cold water, or you can buy one that has a warm water hookup. And so
all
I
right,
have the
because-
one with the warm water hookup.
I don't know if I want that.
My husband,
My tush, that's for sure.
that's the funny thing, because my husband's like, don't worry. We'll just, if you need to do a doozy, go up to the bathroom upstairs that has the shower. And if we run out of toilet paper, just hop in the shower afterwards. Just,
Yeah, no, get a bidet.
you
for
don't
that.
need a bidet. You do what you gotta do. And I was
But
like,
that would waste so much more water though.
yeah. But if you can't find toilet
She's
paper,
talking about the other one.
people
Yeah.
really degraded we're talking about this.
Oh, we're still recording too.
Yeah, we are. But I didn't think we should stop recording. But so that anyway, anybody that's watching the replay, this is when things get real.
This is the good start. This is the good part, for sure. All right, so I'm going to quickly do this because I'm going to have to run, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quickly
It
do
is.
our thank you for coming
It is 11:30.
and share my screen. Sharing my screen.
And she's singing.
I don't know Is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay. here we go.
Grant sings a lot. It's awesome.
I do. It's annoying. I know. Okay, so thank you for coming. In closing, we like to take this time to say thank you for taking part in PNN. And if you know of any professionals that you think could benefit by joining in with us, please feel free to extend the invitation to them. Everyone is welcome. We are here every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great day.
Oh, well, thank you. Love being